What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be comparing two Be Cool bikes. This is the Be Pathfinder. This one here is the step-through version, and over here we have the same bike but in the step-over version. While on first impression these may look like pretty similar bikes, they actually have quite a few differences. So in this video I'll be going through all the differences between the two to help you decide which one will be the better bike for you. When it comes to assembly or mechanical parts, including the motor, battery, screen, and pretty much everything else, these are the same exact bike. I already did a full review of the Be Pathfinder step-over version we have here, so I won't be going over any of that in this video. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to see my full review with more in-depth information about these bikes. Alright, so the first obvious difference would be the frame style. This one is a step over and this one is a step through. To get onto this one, you really need to tilt the bike and swing your leg over, while this one, all you have to do is make a slight step and you easily get onto the bike. I'm getting older, I'm not as flexible as I used to be, so these days I greatly prefer the step through versions of e-bikes. The step over version also has the top bar pretty high and doesn't have the down swoop like some bikes have back here. So when you come to a stop, you can't just plant your feet down and stand straight. Otherwise, if you do, it'll be pretty uncomfortable as you cram into this bar here. With the step through, on the other hand, there's no bar on top, so you can easily stand over the bike regardless of how short you may be and have no issues at all. One thing about step through bikes is they tend to have a little more flex and not be as rigid as step over bikes. When you have a step over bike, you have an extra pole on top which makes the triangle shape and keeps everything nice and sturdy. As you can see on this one, there is no bar on top. This is why you have more metal and brackets added down here, which gives the frame more strength and counters most of that flex from happening. However, I must say, I have ridden both step over and step through bikes and honestly have not noticed any difference. I'm sure you feel it if you're jumping ramps or riding over rough terrain often, but with regular everyday riding, they both feel exactly the same to me. As you can see, the frame designs on these bikes are similar but also very different. This one has a more traditional frame shape with two triangles, while this one just has the down tube, then just a big straight bar running all the way back to the wheel. Because of the frame difference, they also have a slightly different rack. This one has a shorter bar that attaches to the seat stay, and this one has a longer bar that attaches onto the seat tube itself. No difference in functionality, and they both still support up to 60 pounds, but just a slight modification to work better with each frame. Another physical difference is these bikes both have different handlebars. This one has a straight bar, while this one has the U-shaped bars. I'm not sure what these are called, but they're more like a cruiser bike style handlebar. Because of the shape on the step over, you can rotate the bars so they are either closer or further from you to give you a more comfortable ride. On the step over version, the bar is flat, so there are no adjustments you can make unless you buy and add an adjustable stem. Looking at the actual dimensions, the step through version is slightly shorter with a 76-inch frame length, and the step over version is slightly longer with a 78-inch frame length. The minimal seat height is 35 inches on the step through and 35.8 on the step over, so the step through will accommodate shorter riders a little better. Not too much, but that extra inch might be helpful to some riders. On the flip side, the step through has a max seat height of 40.5 inches, while the step over can go to 42.9 inches. So if you're a taller rider who needs as much seat height as you can get, the step over might be the better option. Both bikes weigh exactly the same at 81.5 pounds. Handlebar reach is nearly the same on both at 20.1 inches on the step through and 20.2 inches on the step over. But as mentioned earlier, you do have some adjustments you can do with the bars in the step through, so that gives you a little more flexibility in that regard. The handlebar height is 47.2 inches on the step through and 42.5 on the step over. So almost a whole 5 inches of extra handlebar height for the step through. What this does is put you at a much more upright and relaxed riding position, while you'll be slightly leaned forward for a more aggressive riding position on the step over. Lastly, this one is their Aurora Blue color and this one is their basic matte black. Both bikes share the same paint options, so regardless of which bike you like better, these are the two colors you can choose from. Alright, so off the bat, this bike rides completely different from the other bike. The other one is more an aggressive mountain bike kind of style where you're leaned forward. And this one, you're sit back in a straight position with your arms relaxed. This is more like a beach cruiser bike. So if you're someone who's looking to go around, go for a nice chill ride and just relax, this would be the much better option between the two bikes. So yeah, like I said, this is a much more relaxed bike to ride because you're upright and your arms are relaxed the entire time. But while that might sound like a good thing, if you plan to ride longer, it may not be very good, because when you're sitting upright, you're gonna get more pains in your butt easier. But when you're in a more aggressive position, your arms are supporting half your weight on the bars as well, which takes some pressure off your butt. So this makes it easier to go on longer rides, and your muscles are also more engaged as well. So if you're looking to burn some calories, that slightly forward lean position helps a lot more. But like I said, if you just want to ride around and chill, go to the beach with these fat tires and ride through the sand, go on a very relaxing ride, hear some music, this might be a much better option for you. Same as the other bike, the suspension works very well. This has both the front suspension and the seat suspension, so when you're hitting through any cracks in the street or bumps, you don't feel them too much. And just overall, in combination with the fat tires, it feels like a very plush and relaxed ride. While the riding position is important, do not let that be a deciding factor between which bike to get and which is better for you, because you can always swap out the bars, and if you wanted a more relaxed riding style, or maybe the bars more forward, you could always get an adjustable stem and that could be changed. So what I love about these Be Cool bikes is, unlike most other e-bikes, they do not come with any speed limiters on them. So with most e-bikes, you either got to go into the settings and dig around and try to raise the speed so you can unlock the maximum speed. And other bikes, you can't even do that in the settings. You have to go out and buy a new controller or a new screen just to get the full potential of the motor. But with this one, right out of the box, you are able to use the full 750 watt motor power that you have here. So the last time I tested this bike, well, not this bike, but the stepped over version, which has the same specs as this one, I think it got somewhere around 28 to 30 miles per hour, maybe a little more. I don't remember exactly, but I'll throw it up on the screen somewhere once I look back at that video. But it's definitely one of the faster bikes that I have, and like I said, I'm glad that they don't limit you. If you're gonna buy a 750 watt motor, I want them to give me the full power that 750 watt motor is capable of. All right, so in my last video, I mentioned that there was a walk mode on here, which was more like running mode, because when I put walk mode, the bike will launch at 5 to 6 miles per hour, which when you're walking next to that, you can't walk with that, you have to run with it. But when I brought that up, someone mentioned that you can also use that as somewhat of a hidden feature on this bike, which is really cool. So using walk mode also turns into cruise control. So right now, let's see, let's go ahead and, hold on, let me go ahead and find a straight path first so I can show you this. All right, so right now I am going 13 miles per hour. And I simply hold this down button, which activates walk mode. It will lock in the current speed that I have. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, as you can see, I let go of the throttle and it maintained the exact speed that I have, which is really awesome because not many bikes have cruise control, and this bike doesn't even advertise having cruise control. But all you gotta do is hold down walk mode and it goes ahead and locks in your speed there. So I don't know if that's just like a hidden glitch or something, but if Be Cool sees this video, they should definitely update their manual, throw that on the website as this bike having cruise control, because not many e-bikes have cruise control, and it's definitely a very handy feature to have for those of us that just want to cruise around, sit on the throttle for a bit, go to the store or something and not have to worry about it. Just set your speed, hold the down button, and just like that, no throttle, I'm going 18 miles per hour. Okay, well maybe it doesn't work completely. Right now it started speeding up on me, so I'm not sure what the deal is, but when I was going 14 miles per hour, it locked in perfectly fine. But right now, even though I let go of the throttle, it still started picking up the speed. So maybe that's one of the reasons they don't advertise it. I gotta play with it more, but if you have one of these bikes, play with it, see what happens for you. All right, so let's go try that out one more time and see what happens. So we're at 13 right now. All right. All right, so now it's working perfectly fine again. Maintaining 13, 13.4. Maybe on the upper speeds there was an issue. Let me see. All right, now it's working perfectly fine at 19 miles per hour. It's not picking up or slowing down. So I'm not sure what happened last time, but seems to work most of the time, I guess. Alright, so hopefully this video helped you decide which version of this bike is better for you. If not, if you have any questions, as usual, feel free to drop me a comment and I'll do what I can to help. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll see you all next time.